Ciao ragazzi, io sono Sonia e bentornati su Genshin Impact. Nello scorso video siamo arrivati a Porto Ormos e stiamo cercando delle informazioni riguardo gli dei che proteggono, insomma, Sumeru. Ci siamo fermati qua al tavolino, ho ascoltato la conversazione e adesso dobbiamo parlare con loro.
Huh? Who are you? What do you want?
Sono una
A
viaggiatrice.
traveler?
Now's probably not the time to talk about that. Didn't the students say Eremites
Ah,
are
vero,
wary of
dovevamo...
outsiders?
Esatto, dovevamo darci come
A
studentesse.
student? Huh. What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos?
Cercando informazioni.
Well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
500.000 mora.
Paimon can't stand to see so much more ago. But there's no other choice right now.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Hmm? Well, what are you waiting for?
E che ho ancora una domanda.
Oh, that's right. We heard you mention King Deshret just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're archaeology students.
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of King Deshret. Years ago, King Deshret founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru. King Deshret was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the traitor was...
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed King Deshret's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the Academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens me. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. King Deshret isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer retribution together. If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of King Deshret. I don't have anything to say to you Academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
Ah, ora chi c'è?
You again? Deranged Academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Hey! Shut it, Alhaitham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this, hmm?
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind.
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the Academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Teyvat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling through of I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in...
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 mora to them.
Please,
Wow.
I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because there...
Well...
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa.
Wow.
Did you see that?
Wow, lo
He
dico
not
pure
only
io.
got us our Mora back, but sent the Emorites running too. Plus, he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. He went that way. After him.
Alaitam, appunto, lo sto per tanto tempo, è uno dei miei personaggi preferiti a livello sia estetico sia di combattimento, insomma mi piace tanto. Però wow, c'è anche come personalità, ci sta.
Wait up! It's Al-Haytham, right?
What do you want?
Ah, grazie per averci aiutate.
No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass you again in the future. Alright. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about. Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about certain something.
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about a student? Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Huh? Oh, yeah! She's really strong.
She doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Maybe not, but she can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from those high-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting, even if you don't go alone.
Alright, I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, we'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
You were willing to part with 500,000 mora for something and you didn't even know what it was?
Sì.
Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too.
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
Huh? Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks like some kind of ornament.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents. Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information.
That's amazing.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, The valuable ones are a means to Mora for the Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizen. Well, I think that about
Beh,
sums it
sì,
up.
è interessante sicuramente.
Ah, so that's your with our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an You're still resolved. Fine.
Ok, siamo riusciti a convincerlo, dai. Meglio così. Allora praticamente stiamo cercando questa capsula delle conoscenze. Ma visto che ci sono tante, ne stiamo cercando una nello specifico? Questo non ho capito io.
Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help. I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant. Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell. She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust. This is my condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet?
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges.
Fine. So how do we go about doing?
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact password. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The
Abbastanza.
true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
But we only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time. We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad.
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight? Oh? That's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard.
Ok, quindi con la vista elementale possiamo distinguere le
Here are
capsule.
2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
Questa brilla di più.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Quella a sinistra è più
Rumor has
luminosa.
it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, however, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the Mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any Mora left over, just keep it. Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your effort...
Va bene.
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. The
Va
Matra
bene.
are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikella Funduk. We'll have an open
Ok, ok, andiamo da Dory allora.
What Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a traitor near Old Ormos. Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
Tu sei il contatto,
Hello.
quindi.
What are you two looking to buy?
Boh, acerbi.
What a unique palette. We have unripe hara fruits, but we usually keep them in the back.
Following the paper got us past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe hara fruits. Show them to the warehouse.
Got it. You two, please follow me. You two have a fascinating
Ma se
fashion
si sposta
sense.
l'altra?
We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru Rose means common merch. No, look again. We're obviously wearing mourning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Quindi stanno parlando in codice.
Sure was scary.
Ah, the warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me.
Ti stiamo seguendo, tranquillo. Tu cammina. Qual è il magazzino, questo? Dai, su, veloce.
Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
Hold on. That's not right.
I'm sorry. But as things currently stand...
He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer...
Sì, vorrei avere il foglio di Alaitam in realtà, perché io non l'ho letto.
Before I retrieve your
O forse
products,
sono negli
please
oggetti.
forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today.
Ah, forse sono negli
Earlier,
oggetti,
many
non
of
l'ho
our
visto io.
hara fruits were taken by mice. Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Verticini con un contorno di acufene, per favore.
Yep, that's the right answer.
Vabbè, risposte più assurde.
Eating hara fruit that makes your head and ears ring sounds like a bad life decision.
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style?
Oddio, qua cambia qualcosa. Sumeru?
I'm guessing that you're going for a more traditional packaging since this is your first time here.
Wait a sec. Sumeru City style means we're only buying a few things. He won't take us to see...
Che
Cautious of
pizza.
us. Let's take a
Aspettate, vediamo un attimo se abbiamo effettivamente questo foglio che ci ha dato l'item. No, ma io non c'ho un foglio. Ah, qua, una tabella dei codici tirato all'item. Cerca di comprare frutti di Aracerbi, chiede all'informatore di portarvi da indossare un filo del lutto. Cercare di comprare conoscenze in scatola. Indossare una rosa di Sumeru. Cercare di comprare prodotti legalmente disponibili al mercato. Topo cliente. Tigre Chiomalunga Matra. Preso dal topo venduto ai clienti. Preso una tigre Chiomalunga confiscato da un Matra. Pacchetto di stile città di Sumeru. Acquistare una piccola quantità. Portò al acquistare grandi quantità. Fare complimenti a un cliente abile corrisponde a frutto di ara e causa capogiri o acufeni. Fare complimenti a un cliente erudito corrisponde a frutto di ara e causa colpi di calore. Sì, vabbè, sta roba non me la ricordo mai. Comunque, vabbè, noi siamo arrivati a acquistare grandi quantità, quindi più o meno dovremmo esserci. Ok, allora, quindi qua ha venduto tante cose ai clienti. Quindi ci congratuliamo.
Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Vogliamo un frutto che ci fa girare la testa.
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style?
Vogliamo comprare grandi quantità.
Wow, you two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package your products. Okay, everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot, it's the Matra! Run!
What? The Matra? Where? I'll hate them said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here.
Ma scusa, non ha parlato in codice adesso. Boh, non ho capito, pensavo che i Matra li avrebbe chiamati in codice, ma adesso non l'ha fatto. Però vabbè, intanto andiamo qua. Seguiamolo. E quanto sta salendo? Ma secondo me anche questa è una prova comunque per tipo arrivare al magazzino. Intanto sblocco il portale qua sopra. Che bella però che è questa città.
Hey, if you're hiding from the Rishmaland tiger, come this way.
Ok, tigre chioma lunga, quindi da un matra.
Password. Huh? Oh, that. Here, over here. You can stop running now.
Ah, lei Dori. Sì, lei
So
l'ho
you
vista
were
come
the one who was
personaggio.
calling out to us just now. But are we definitely gonna be safe here?
These two good customers wish to buy some horror fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll just excuse my.
Oh, very good. Huh? Wait, you're Dory? I'm unsure thought you'd look a whole lot scary. Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. If you don't watch what you say, then you can forget about doing any business.
In effetti non è il
But
caso
it
di
seems
dirle
you
su.
two have actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp. You don't really look like criminals or anything. Hyman's not sure if that's supposed to be a. I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces. No matter how much more they might have. Not only will they get caught by the Matra, but they'll also get us into trouble. As decent folks trying to run an honest
Adesso ho
business.
capito, quindi
We don't-
era una
so
prova anche la
that's why
corsa.
I prefer to have customers like you. It's your first time here, but don't worry, I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house with, please knock yourself out. As long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all good. Ah, yes, of course, of course. Wow, she has a trove of canned knowledge.
Mhm.
She'd probably be in serious trouble if the Matra caught her. What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested in. Take this one, for example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilichurls. Only 3 people in all of Teyvat have ever studied it, making it extremely rare. Yeesh, who would want to be an expert in that topic? Or how about the architectural styles and construction methods?
Ma anche
of
questo
Teyvat?
non
With
è
this
molto
one,
interessante.
You can become an expert in historic architecture preservation and find an excellent, well-paying job in nearly. Ooh, now this sounds like 2
Vabbè,
million
dai, sì.
Mora, and it's yours. No discounts. Whoa, that's a lot of Mora. Of course, you are free to pick whatever your hearts desire. The contents and price of each knowledge capsule are Alright, let's try the method that Al-Haytham mentioned.
Ok, apriamo quelle che dovrebbero valere un po' di più. Quella là sopra.
Ah, you've really got a good head on your shoulders and quite the eye for.
Già, scegli una varietà di conoscenze in scatola.
We'll take these, please. My oh my, you are blessed with the taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are a rare breed. 1 in 100. No, 1 in 1,000 even. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 more and more, you can pick any knowledge capsule of your choice up to a value of 1 million more. Say what now? Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole million. But all
Esatto.
the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 Mora. If we spend just a little more, think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, everything we bought belongs to Al-Haytham. Aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here. Don't you want to try it yourself? Come on, come on. We still have around 100,000 of Al-Haytham's Mora left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you. Excellent. Then please, select from this fine... hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we want. Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million mora each. I'm sure discerning customers like yourselves will be able to find something to your liking. Uh-oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again.
La sensazione è che non varranno mai così tanto quelle là. Infatti nessuna brilla.
So, what did you see? So, they're all worth about the same amount? Well, anyway, the mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques, the art of growing spices, an overview of ancient... Not sure we'd ever find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right? Let's go with this one. Dory, we'll take this one. All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days, so be sure to check back again soon, whether it's canned knowledge or anything else you need.
Va bene.
Our dealings with Dory went smoothly enough. Let's head to Wakala Funduk and meet up with Al-Haytham.
Io onestamente non avrei speso altri mora per ste capsule, però vabbè. Ed eccoci tornati dall'Item.
You two made it. And from the looks on your faces...
Whoa. There's so many people from the academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup spot?
Well, Wakela Funduk is under the Academia's control, so naturally the Academia has people working here. I came to Port Ormos under the pretense of conducting official business.
You're a pretty daring guy.
Relax. No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matcher won't come here. Okay now, tell me how your encounter with Dory went.
Racconti tutto l'item e gli dai le conoscenze e scatole che hai comprato.
We did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost now?
Before that, I have to ask, why are you two so intent on tracking it down?
Yeah, she just wants to meet the God of Wisdom and ask her about something important. We've been in Sumeru for a while now, but we still haven't found a way. When we heard that the Academia had lost something that might be related to the gods, we came...
In that case, you're on the right track. A short while ago, the Academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine knowledge capsule. Use it, and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
Wow! There's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we could learn how to meet the Dendro Archon? Ooh, or even how to find your brother?
I highly doubt it has any mystical properties, but it does indeed exist. And it's
So, where exactly?
That's what we need to find out next. I won't deny that. I am investigating because I'm curious as to what the divine knowledge capsule truly is. As you know, the Eremites in Port Ormos also have their eyes on it. It is an extremely precious item. The knowledge contained within may bring great power or wealth to whoever has it in their possession. Several brigades have been vying for ownership of it as of late, but there is still no victor. My personal finances and connections cannot compete with those of the Eremites. After attempting various methods, I finally managed to reach a tentative agreement with several brigades. I agreed to forego ownership of the divine knowledge capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. After all, there's no harm in understanding what it is. However, there are those who are less amenable to negotiation, such as those from Ain al-Ahmar.
They adamantly believe that the divine knowledge capsule contains King Deshret's power, and that he will return to this world when they obtain it. They refuse to let anyone from the Academia tarnish their deity's soul.
So you kept hounding them because they refused to cooperate with you?
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. To that end, they've resorted to many methods more foul than fair in order to amass sufficient funds. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into negotiating with me. The Divine Knowledge Capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Each brigade will place their own bid, and the prize will be covertly given to the winner. To ensure the capsule's security and to evade the mantra's notice, the winning brigade will not publicly disclose their victory. Unless I know whose hands the Divine Knowledge Capsule ends up in, my agreements with them will fall through. Dory is the most reliable source of information, but that avenue was previously closed to me. With you on board now, the situation is different.
In other
Va
words,
bene.
you wanted us to befriend Dory so you could find out where the Divine Knowledge Capsule is.
Yes, you can say that. But this arrangement harms none of us. The day after tomorrow, go back to Dory and try to purchase information on the Divine Knowledge Capsule's whereabouts. If she has no information, wait 2 days and approach her again. If I get the opportunity to study the Divine Knowledge Capsule, I will relay my findings to you.
Beh, dai,
Will that
penso di
suffice as
sì.
compensation? Okay.
Haytham, before you go, we actually bought a knowledge capsule for ourselves, but we're not sure how to use it.
You two want to try using a knowledge capsule? Sure, I can teach you. Doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though.
Beh, sì, in effetti non avrebbe molto senso usarla direttamente davanti a tutti, cioè, questa è una cosa comunque illegale.
Alright, this place works.
Here.
Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Huh. A combat class knowledge capsule. This class is something of a rare find these days, since
Really? Ah, yeah, what a great buy!
if you want to determine the efficacy of this capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. However, effects will likely be minimal if you already we can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to monitor your various physical parameters. There may be variances in your physical strength between the 2 tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's abilities. But don't
Wow! Haytham! You must have... Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students who needed canned knowledge to graduate from the academia.
When you are unable to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to...
Sounds like you're...
Alright, let's begin the...
Sì, decisamente evita la domanda, ma in questo momento mi interessa pure a me, in realtà solo potenziarmi. Allora, dobbiamo battere loro? Scusate se il video verrà comunque sicuramente un po' più lungo, però il mio obiettivo ora come ora è di andare un po' più avanti nel gioco, perché siamo... cioè, manca ancora un bel po'.
A bitter pill to
Torniamo da Lightam, vediamo un po' cosa ci dice.
Alright. I'll link your Akasha terminal to record data. The next step is to use this knowledge capsule. Hold it in your hand. I'll help you establish a connection with it so you can act...
Ok. Apri il tuo inventario e usa la conoscenza e scatola. Allora, quindi da qua dobbiamo usare questa. Come se avessi visto innumerevoli figure armate con spade che combattevano per un solo momento, prima di scomparire nei recessi della mia memoria.
Hey, how are you feeling? You mean that it worked?
Alright. Time for round 2.
Proviamo.
Prepare to be blown away!
Non so però se solo... cioè dubito che sia solo col personaggio di base, perché se no chi non lo usa non ha senso.
Windblade!
Non mi pare sia cambiato niente.
Your sins weigh upon your soul.
Now, I'll start recording data again.
Oh, hey, Thumb. How's it going?
Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve her combat capability. During the second fight, her overall fighting performance...
Wait, how much? Dory's such a jerk! She totally scammed us! 1 million mora? This thing isn't worth a tenth!
Of course, this could be because she is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial... At the very least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two. I'm heading back to Ikela Funduk. I await your response in 2 days' time.
Sì, è stato un po' uno scam perché, cioè, non ci siamo migliorati in niente, però vabbè. E allora per questo video possiamo fermarci qua. Un attimo capire come si apre questo coso, se c'entravano queste. Forse no, non so come si apra. Comunque ci fermiamo qua per questo video e noi ci vediamo al prossimo, dove continueremo appunto a indagare e torneremo da Dory. Quindi ciao a tutti!